Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Timbuktu Campaign. Last time, under the Atakanship of Kabasawati and his co-Atakan, we attempted to conclude our war in the north for Sigil Masa, but once again, not for the first time in this campaign, the weird glitchy nature of the custom missions kind of messed everything up. We were not able to annex or make Sigil Masa a feudatory, which we could integrate. They are now our tribal vassal, which is better than nothing. But I really do want this land directly, and because I finished the mission involving Sigil Masa, which is something I didn't really realize while doing the recording, but when watching it over in the episode, I noticed that I didn't abandon the mission, rather I finished it. I'm probably not able to redo that mission. I should be able to redo the mission to get this territory here, as I talked about last time, and of course this territory here I can actually just reach the normal way once I colonize this land. But Sigil Masa may be essentially annexable for us, due, I would really say, to a glitch. And so to work around this in the future, once I verify 100% for sure there's no other legitimate way to get Sigil Masa, because I'm playing on an Ironman save, I can't use the console to annex it directly, which is the first thing I thought of. I may actually create a mod for the purpose of giving myself a decision to annex Sigil Masa as an absolute last resort. Now, I'm not even 100% sure this would work. I don't know what adding a mod like that mid-campaign during an Ironman save would actually do, and I will first test to make sure that it won't cause problems for the campaign. But I have done everything in the Sigil Masa mission that should have given me Sigil Masa. I'm confident that I didn't get it due to a glitch and not because I failed to do the mission correctly, which means, well, arguably I failed to do it correctly in that I overshot the mission by having the other tags as vassals when I wasn't really intended to. I'll go back and rewatch those episodes to verify that I'm remembering exactly what happened correctly, but as a last resort way to ensure that the campaign is just permanently glitchily barred from having Sigil Masa, I may do this mod workaround in the future, but for now I'm not going to really jump to things. I've got plenty else to worry about right now, other than Sigil Masa directly. As we do have now some further reach, and are able to reach people like Besatis in our dip range, which was something that started happening last episode. Of course, we're not trading with them. Now, after the Sigil Masa situation, we then turned our attention westward to the region of Jolof, which we are now in the Matter of Jolof mission to conquer into. I noticed a number of diplomatic relationships that I'm trying to take advantage of to speed up conquest, starting with a war against the duo Diara and Bema. I intended to bring Niara into the war with me, but as you may recall from last episode, there was a bit of a diplomatic mishap there. They were not invited, or I thought they were invited and they didn't accept, or something happened that led to them not being in the war, very mysteriously. And now we're in an odd situation, which seems to be feasible still. I thought maybe on the game reloading the pop-up would appear, but it appears not to have popped up, where we're going to have a forced white peace after a certain amount of time. We're basically in a race between that happening and the Niata annexation happening, as once Niata is annexed, we should be able to then do an annexation peace deal over here, because they're going to be bordering my territory. At least I think that's what should happen. I've never admittedly been in a situation where I'm annexing territory during a war and then trying to do the peace deal with that annexed territory. It should probably count, but this is an odd situation, so who knows. Now, I wonder if I could actually, as a backup plan, snake my way through the uncolonized land through colonization to get over to the Diata territory. What would this require? I need to have 8 pops in the Niata tile. Okay. I believe I need to have a bozo plurality, if I remember correctly. I have plenty of money right now. Let's just do a little bit of movement just to see what would happen here. I don't really have a lot of bozo characters around, or bozo population around here to even work with. So let's just bring someone over just to see what this says now. Okay, yeah, we need a dominant culture to be an integrated culture. So for us, that would just be bozo. So colonization is not looking too feasible. I guess I could bring a number of bozo slaves over, and that might be sufficient. Let's come back to that plan in a moment. This may have to be what I do if I can't annex this territory. But then again, can I annex? I should be able to annex the territory if I do it through colonization. That would be a lot of money to move all those pops over. let's wait and see until we're at the point where the territory's been annexed. I think this should be fine, because you can do multiple wars at the same time, and I think you can, like, chain the territory together. At least I kind of remember doing that before. We shall see. Now, we also have, obviously, a change in the government. We have a new government in place with the ascent of the Democrats under Sigiri Suwari with his 9-9-12-3, joined by his much more junior co-Adicon from the oligarchs, Gumasita Sankara, another Democrat oligarch team-up. Very interesting. Gumasita is bringing in 4-10-4-4, which means for the national effects, we have a very strong 9 marshal coming from Sigiri, which is plus 9% manpower recovery speed and plus 9% army morale recovery. Then we've got 10 finesse coming from Gumasita, although Sigiri's 9 finesse makes him a solid, actually more than a solid, a good governor for Ghana, so that's pretty good. But the 10 finesse coming from Gumasita is going to be providing the nation with minus 10% build cost and plus 20% national commerce income. The economy is looking pretty good, but we're going to take a look in a moment to see exactly how things are looking in the economy screen. Then 12 charisma coming from Sigiri. This was a big reason I wanted him to be the new Adicon, because this 12 charisma is going to be providing plus 2.40% or 2.40 no percent claim fabrication suit for what that's worth, and minus 0.12 monthly tyranny. We are still at minus 0.24 tyranny per month, and we're at 23 tyranny. So our tyranny loss campaign is trudging along. Not too quickly, but it is pretty good. This is a fairly solid tyranny loss, given just how much tyranny I need to lose still. We're going to be losing a bit of economy as our slave output goes down, and the AE change is a little nice, but we don't have any AE problems right now. We will soon have AE problems, given my planned warpath through Jolof, but we will get back to that. And then we've got 4 zeal, because our main Adicon only has 3 zeal, so the low 4 zeal from Gumasita is controlling. Minus 0.04 monthly war exhaustion. Now, we don't have any war exhaustion yet, but I anticipate war exhaustion becoming a problem as the levy stays raised for, at this point, at least about, let's see, almost 3 more years. So we'll see if we can beat the race here, but not so sure how that's going to go. And plus 0.04 monthly stab change. This is a little on the low side, and we're now into the negatives of stability with divine sacrifices, of course, though we are at 71.06 stab total, so that's plus 0.04% pop growth, 4.21% population happiness, and 10.53% research points. Incidentally, we are at 125% research. That we are at the efficiency cap. In my mod Hegemony, I actually changed the tooltip to better explain how this works, but basically we are generating 125% of our the 125% number is not of anything, it's just the cap that we're at. So we've hit the cap, which means that we are unable to generate more research by making our research more efficient until our cap is increased. So worth noting that that is what's going on. All of our techs are, or all of our research progressions are only 10% at most through, maybe 20%. And of course, last time we grabbed steganography in order to reach some new locations, as well as census data for some more bozo population and whatnot. So that's what's going on there. Now, the Democrats are in charge, as noted earlier, which means we're getting that 12% citizen output, probably part of why we have the research cap reached, because the citizens are providing more research. And of course, the citizens are also providing some other resource types as well. They're providing, well, one other kind, which is manpower. So we've got plenty of manpower, especially once the levy is lowered. That's going to be quite nice. Democrats also do want confiscation, and it may be worth my time to do this before they demand it, because if they demand it, not sure if who they pick for the confiscation, so we may need to pay attention to this. But in terms of the party situation, Democrats, after the reload, have gained quite a bit, up to 57.54%, rounding up to 58 in the tooltip. So they have a majority of the assembly, not just a plurality. And the oligarchs are second, though they're quite a bit lower at just about 30%. Trads are at a paltry 13%. So with this situation in mind, it's actually amazing that my support is so high. It's mostly because the Democrats are very, very happy with me, but as we noted last time, they are not going to be happy with me for too long if I've got grateful families and not enough scorned families, and my tyranny doesn't help either. And it looks like Sagiri is corrupt. He does in fact have corruption. I missed this. I should have done a sanctions last time. Maybe I did talk about it. It's been a while since I did the last episode recording. But this corruption is unfortunate. I completely overlooked this. I'm going to revoke his free hands just so this is taken care of, as he does have... Oh no, I did sanction him. Sanction privileges. I guess I sanctioned him a while ago and it's worn off, or he's built up corruption again. It's actually pretty impressive that he was able to get back up to 12 corruption after I've sanctioned him. So either way, now he's not going to be gaining. I'm also, by the way, going to go ahead and preemptively increase wages. I've decided that at this stage in my economy, running increased wages essentially at all times is probably worth it, even though if I were to pull out the calculator and really do the math, maybe the corruption gain would not be a big enough problem compared to the extra wages. But corruption itself actually increases wages over time, so reducing corruption is in the end, probably better long-term strategy to control wages than to let corruption get out of control for a lower upfront cost. And I certainly have the economy to support permanent increased wages. I also think I'm going to likely keep fort maintenance on regular at all times, if not increase it on occasion, as I, again, have plenty of money, and the forts in the base game are just really not that expensive. And yeah, otherwise, things in the economy screen look fairly okay. We are at 13.63, but that's before our Omen. And of course, we're going to be going for the Jackal. No need to even really speculate on what else we could do. Back up to 14.84. That's just how much of our economy is a commerce economy. Right, so we also do have a disloyal province over here with Diaphanu. I noted this at the end of the last episode, but the new co-Otacon was the governor over here in Songhay, so we will have to replace him. And speaking of our Otacons, let's actually take a look at Sagiri and his co-Otacon. So, as noted earlier, 9912-3 for Sagiri on the stats, 64 years old. He is a Democrat character. In fact, he's the Democrat Party leader. And in terms of his traits, he is steadfast for 1 extra martial. 5 more loyalty doesn't matter while he's the Otacon because he's 100 loyalty. As a commander of heavy infantry or war elephants, extra 5% discipline. The resolve of Sagiri Sawadi has become so renowned that it permeates the very forces he commands. Not too relevant for this 5-year period because we don't have any of these unit types, but it is interesting. Actually, we do have we have a little bit of heavy infantry, so I stand corrected. Maybe that will make the difference. He is also deceitful, so that's plus 0.05 monthly corruption. That's definitely a recurring issue for this guy. 1 extra finesse and minus 5 loyalty. Again, doesn't matter when he is the Otacon. The truth may be honorable, but at least according to Sagiri, it doesn't get you very far. Characters with this trait will be more likely to engage in theft. And he is also silver-tongued, which means he has the persuade interaction instead of bribery. For plus 2 charisma, plus 15% Senate influence, Freeman Great Wonder Construction plus 2% for what that's worth, and as the ruler, improve opinion maximum plus 25%. That's actually kind of nice, although I don't have anyone that I'm currently improving opinion with who isn't already at the cap. Niana is, of course, at the cap. And even the most skilled diplomats would struggle to compare to Sagiri. Incidentally, I don't have any disloyal characters, so I don't need to worry about the persuade action right now. Also, he's prominent for plus 30 prominence, plus 10% Senate influence, plus 2 attraction as heir, not relevant anymore, plus 5% Great Wonder Construction, not relevant, very likely, plus 0.05 monthly oligarch conviction. Ultimately, this guy is one of our unusual Democrat oligarch flip-floppers who could go either way, so he happened to have been a Democrat when he was elected. And as governor of Ghana, we're going to be seeing plus 10% province commerce in Ghana. That's quite nice because that's where all of our imports are largely coming in. When Sagiri Sawadi speaks, people listen. Lastly, he is an original thinker, plus 1 martial, and as a commander, plus 10% siege ability, actually quite a nice advantage compared to some of our previous governor Otacon commanders. The logistics of warfare require a certain innovativeness, which Sagiri seems to possess. He's currently trying to assassinate Wati Chilabele, which is not something I think is a good use of his scheme slot, nor do I really want Wati to be killed. This is an amazing oratory researcher, so let's switch him over to scheme influence immediately. Looks like this is just going to be good to do. Yeah, so now we're on to 2.12 PI, though we're going to shuffle around our government as usual, so it will change. So his co-Otacon, of course, is Gumasida Sankara with the 410-4-4. Gumasita is a pretty hardened oligarch, though he has some trad curiosity as well. Not so interested in the Democrats. He's miserly, -1 finesse, -10% Senate influence, +2% holdings income for what that's worth, and he has some oligarch conviction from that, +0.05 for that. As a governor, which he's not, -10% local tax, and as a ruler, which does he count as the ruler for this? I never know anymore. Let's see. Maybe, hold on. Maybe not, actually. Maybe on the national screen? No. I don't think that's being applied, but I'm not 100% sure. Actually, hold on. I can see it over here. Yeah, it does not appear to be being applied, which is great, because he is the co-outcon. And although we've seen before that the ruler modifier from the co-outcon sometimes applies. It's a little inconsistent. To Gumasita, wealth is there to be owned. There just always seems to be more to collect. Also, he's intelligent, +1 finesse, +0.10% monthly statesmanship, 2% great wonder construction for what that's worth. If he were the ruler, 2.50% research points, and 5 loyalty of governors. Incidentally, let's see if this one's applying, because we have some governors we can look at. Does not appear to be being applied. Yeah. Okay, that is good to verify. A mind like no other can solve problems beyond our understanding. A mind like no other can also create them. He's also trying to extort territory, although this is a governor action, so this will go away after the tick. He's also uncaring for +0.05 monthly oligarch conviction, -5 loyalty. Not great. I will need to probably persuade this guy. He's skeptical. Okay, never mind. I might have to give him free hands. Would really prefer not to. Although extorting territory is going to go away soon, so maybe it's okay. Let's see. -0.02 cohort loyalty gain chance if he were the commander, which he won't be, and -5 Freeman output if he were the ruler, which he's not. The world could fold in on itself tomorrow for all Gumasita cares. Lastly, as noted a moment ago, he is skeptical, -1 zeal, conviction towards family head faction, -0.05, -2% great wonder construction. Again, these little dinky vanilla modifiers are cute, but they're not very impactful. +0.05 monthly trad conviction, -5 loyalty. Again, so he's a double negative loyalty, not ideal. And if he were the ruler, 10% increased national tax and -5% omen power. Questioning everything can get tiring, don't you think? Okay, so let's see. I could do stipends. This is more expensive on gold, but it doesn't have any faction react. I know I lose Democrat approval if I do that, so probably not worth it. This could give me some oligarch approval, and this would also secure this guy's loyalty fairly well. We don't have disloyal co-outcon as a modifier, so maybe it's okay to let this rest for now. Maybe let's come back to that. I think I'll leave it for now. Okay, so having done that, let's go ahead and get our offices figured out. Let me go ahead and dismiss everybody and start from scratch. Okay, and then researchers as well. Yep, scorn family, I know. And we also have a governor slot open, which is interesting. So we need to take this chance to try and keep the families in the right spot. All right, so having done all this, Democrats are now super, super happy. But they already have so much approval that I can stand to rebalance things. I kind of want to strengthen oligarch approval a little bit, but typically Democrats just are the hardest to keep happy for all the reasons I've talked about over the last, over the entire series. So, with that noted, what is the family arrangement now? All right, so the Sankatas have a governorship. No. Well, they have the co-outcon, but oh yeah, here they do have the governorship of Jene, that's right. Bade Sankata. He's really good. I wouldn't mind having a higher martial character, but he's totally fine. He has good statesmanship. He is, well, he's not very happy because his family is, no, his family is fine. They're content because it's 1 of 1. So he's just not very loyal for other reasons. Power base, low faction approval. He's an oligarch, right? Doesn't like the growing coffers. I could pay PI to get 15 loyalty, which is not very cost effective. I could try to befriend him, but I don't think that's worth it. I could give him a no, that would just give him popularity. That wouldn't really help my problem. Where's his power base coming from? Governorship size, right. I guess Jenne is my second most important province after Ghana. Is there anyone who's, like, much better than him? This guy here is actually kind of, no, is arrogant and abrasive. Maybe not. Alright, Fonte Tielebele. She looks pretty promising. Fort defense bonus, okay. Dumb, but she's stubborn. Okay, so that's a wash. Yeah, I don't really want to change this guy out. Let's see, so he's Sankara, which means, so Sankara and Suwadi are the two families, which is what the case was before. Okay, and it's also the two families who have Avcon seats right now. Let's stick with Sankara and Suwadi so the Democrats don't get too mad. Okay, so first of all, let's assign the governor position. Actually, you know what? First of all, let's assign researchers. I want to keep my good research going at full strength here. Okay, so let's see. You could be the auditory researcher, but I do also have Tielebele, who's really, really good for oratory. It's so tough to not include more families. I can probably afford, like, 12, and the stat is so good, it is probably worth it. Although I could also use this guy as an officer. I might make him the party approval guy. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Because this affects the oligarchs. No, this affects the traditionalists. And also the Democrats, but not the oligarchs. I feel like every time I look at this, who it affects changes. Alright, so you're back in office. Let me give you... Oh, you're my rival, actually? He is my rival. Alright, I probably do want to actually remove this guy as rival. 12 oratory is too good to let this guy be disloyal. For now, well, once he's not a rival, so that's 76. And then, I think free hands is probably still called for here. Alright. Back over here. Alright, so Layla Sankara, let's bring her in as the oratory. Well, actually, Kaba Suwadi is going to be a little better. Actually, hold on, wait. Did I? Yeah, that's right. Alright, let's bring in Kaba Suwadi as the oratory researcher. His loyalty does not matter in that position. Okay, Marshall. Layla Sankara is probably the right person for this. Yeah. Let's bring her in. Let's see. Kondul on Suwadi with her 8. That's acceptable. I prefer to go 9 or above, but 8 is fine. And then Alchemisa Suwadi with her 11 zeal. She's extremely loyal, though she has free hands, so that's why she's super loyal. Let me revoke her free hands and put her in that office. And these guys have free hands left over. They do not. Okay. This is fine. That's okay. Alright. Alright, let us continue here. You definitely are going to be my augur, which I think may have been what you were doing before. I don't recall. Let's see. You can be... Actually, High Priest is not too important right now. Let's hold off on that for now. National tax. Okay, yeah, so Wedriago Sankara, national tax. Yeah, 10.5% from that. Nearly up to 16 per month. And that's with, again, levy raised, everything else raised. Let's not overlook that we need an actual governor as well. Yeah, Masere Isawagan. Now, I guess the question would be, would I rather have a grateful Chilabele family or a not-scorned Isawagan family? Because these two are the best candidates. Or I could bring in the Banu guy. Or the Bolsa guy. Actually, Bolsa's too weak. Yeah, 10 or 11. So, between Masiri and Fanta, let's compare their strengths. So Masiri has better martial and better finesse than Fonta, so he's a little better than her. Oligarch versus a trad. I kind of would like the trads to have a bit more influence, so bringing her in is good for that. So again, it's the difference between a non-scorn family and a content family. So let me actually check how the parties feel. Democrats are basically neutral. Oligarchs are neutral. Yeah, I would kind of like. Let's see. I think I probably. I guess the thing is, if I make the Tielabellis grateful, I can then use other Tielabelli characters in my offices. So it does open up more doors. So I think it's probably worth it to do it like that. Okay, so let me bring in Fonta Tielabelli. She's a little worse than Masiri, but in the stat that matters for governors, which is finesse, she's actually basically the same. Loyalty-wise, Masiri has more modifiers resulting in... Oh yeah, the loyal co-ruler thing, right? So it's basically the same. Let's bring her in. Also fort defense. Oh, she is corrupt, though. She's crafty. I just noticed that. I think that's actually enough of an issue. I'm not going to bring her in. Also, Masiri has more statesmanship. I could make her an officer position, but I don't want to make her a governor if she's crafty. All right, let's bring in Masiri. Unless there's another... No, there's not really any other good characters. Odrago, who I've looked at before, he does have okay finesse, but not enough that I feel like bringing him in as a governor. All right, let's bring in Masiri Isawagan as the governor. Where's that, 60? Which is corruption at? I can give him free hands without it becoming a problem. And I want the extra loyalty with this guy. 0.05 per month is sustainable for sure. All right, new governor of Songhai has been appointed. Very good. This guy's also someone I wouldn't mind grooming as a possible future Otacon with that finesse. That could make for a great economic episode. So let's come back to that later. How the parties feel. Okay, so I don't want to make any more families not scorned. This is definitely a good place to keep things at, family-wise. All right. I don't have a lot of Suadic characters to work with, but I'll do what I can. Oh, hold on. We also have some minor characters as well. Looks like she just came of age recently. Pokobila, with no last name. I will happily make her the magistrate. Very good. Free hands for you. Why did that change? Okay, that's odd. You already have free hands. You already have free hands. Right, monthly mill. What are we looking at here? Could bring back Bogota Mogo, this gruff guy. He always... It's funny, like, this guy's always on my... Every time I change my government, he always comes back, and he's always equally, like, grumpy looking. But he's a competent commoner, so he has a place in my heart. Even though he has 3 negative loyalty traits, this guy's really, really quite happy. All right, bring him back in. That'll do. All right, High Priest. Let's see. Baki Sawari, this looks fine. Yeah. This guy is fairly loyal. That's fine. Also good statesmanship. Tribune of the People. Who do we have left? All right, our former co-Otacon, Wamanegdo Suwadi, can come in. Give her free hands. Then position. This position does not matter that much. Let's bring in Kiswensida Suwadi. Okay. No need for free hands. She's already fairly loyal. Okay, so we're at 2.3 PI per month. That's pretty good. Offices have been refilled. And now, Democrats are basically at a sustainable 0.1 basically per month. Oligarchs are trending up a little bit. Trads are trending up really quick, which is great. So I think what I want to do now... I'm worried about the Dems forcing revocation and then, like, targeting people whose loyalty matters, but I can't really do much about this. I think doing 5 revocations when I have 100 Dem loyalty, Dem approval, is a little bit of a waste. I think what I might do, actually, is... This is a bit weird. I think I'm going to actually grant 5 holdings to get the mission from the oligarchs to get a lot of oligarch approval, because the Democrat forcing me to do confiscation may actually cause the reaction from the oligarchs. I'm not 100% sure how this would work, this interaction, but the Democrats forcing me to do confiscation should actually trigger the oligarch disapproval from that. So let me preemptively bestow as I prepare for the Dems to force me to confiscate. So, let's see. Who would like some holdings? Let's see, bestow. Red holding, here it is. 40 gold purse, that's going to end up being, what, 200 gold? Alright, well, we do have 100 Democrat approval, so it's a bit of a waste to not do something like this. Let me find some nasty looking land to give away. I guess it doesn't matter that much. Let me just pick maybe Kili, you, and then maybe do one for you. No, I can't do it for you. I guess I can give it to the head of the Democrat pack. I guess I can give it to myself. Oh, that would give me corruption. Never mind. I don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that. All right, let's find some more family heads. Maybe the co-outcon. Okay, let's give it to the co-outcon. This will give us some loyalty with him. That's actually a smart move. Good thinking, me. Maybe another one. All right, holding. I don't want him to be too powerful, but he's an okay character for an economic episode. Maybe 2 more to some other family heads. Alright, and then 1 more. Pathogami Bolsa. This guy's been through a lot. And Kolima holding. Okay. That should be the oligarch mission complete now. Democrats have lost a lot of approval, so my Senate support's gone down a little bit, but it's definitely survivable. Okay. I think at this point we're ready to unpause. Anything else I need to do that I've not thought of? I do have the Curate Assembly, but I don't think this is actually worth doing, to be honest. It seems a little random, so let me just not bother with it. Okay, I think we're good to go. I guess one more thing to do is the Songhai policy that was picked is civ effort. That's not really what they should go for. It's pretty close to neutral, but it does need to climb up. Let's see. Either local autonomy or harsh treatment would succeed in this, but which one would I prefer? Do I have any nobles? I have a couple citizens, actually, that need to be demoted. Yeah, harsh treatment's probably worth it up here. Alright, let's see. Tyranny as well, not great. But once those citizens demote, unless those are bozos, they're not. Okay, I didn't think they were, but probably should have checked that first before I clicked away. Alright, now I do also have one free infrastructure thing I can make use of. These guys want a Grand Temple. Okay, so I could basically use it wherever I want. And I've already gotten the fort infrastructure bonus over here, so that's nice. I can probably, well, hold on. Yeah, I can definitely reach new trade partners. Let me go ahead and start doing business investments here in Timbuktu. There we go. All right, and then building slot-wise, we're at full. Everything is looking good. We can build one more building here. Let's see. Is it from population? Appears to be, yeah. In fact, I can actually get more building slot here by moving a pop over. I think I will do that. I need to move 2 more pops over, actually. There we go. Okay. And then... Alright, so 3 academies, 3 courts of law. Let me build another academy here for more noble room. And then I can just about squeeze one in over here as well. Gonna be at 0 gold from this, but worth it in the long run for sure. Okay, now we are good to go ahead and unpause at speed 3. At this point, we're basically... In fact, let me send my army over to go kill some of these barbarians and maybe go... Do I actually go all the way up here? I think I may need to go kill that force. It's quite far away. If they bring in mercs, we may be in trouble, but I I don't have much else to do with the army, and I can't lower the army until the war's over, so I need to continue using it for something. Oh, I have a Songhai levy as well now. Okay. Let me keep it down for now, because otherwise I'll just be keeping it up for the entire war for years for no reason, so... And Songhai has some loyalty problems. Okay. Is my music playing? Okay. We'll see in post how quiet things are. The game music sounds completely silent to me, but in the actual recordings, it's fairly easy to hear. So we shall see. Maybe the music's a little quiet this episode. So apologies in retrospect. I'm also going to pour myself some more coffee as we begin the recording, began the 5-year period. Okay, so this should be fairly... I hear music now. Should be fairly unproblematic. I just need shenanigans to stay at a minimum. Let's see if that can be what happens. Okay. Once I kill the barbs, I'll also... Ooh, okay, you know what? I just said the mercenary thing may be an issue. Here comes some mercenaries from Bema. Now, I could hire these mercs, but I don't actually have the money right now, which is a rare situation for me. So let me divert my attention. The barbs will kill themselves anyways, sieging. Let's go kill these mercs. Waste of manpower, but it's not like I can do much else right now, thanks to the weird way this war has proceeded. Aims of oligarchs realized. Partisans of the oligarchs are practically falling over each other to congratulate Atakan Sigiri for defending their interests in the assembly of Timbuktu. It seems the decisions of our government have ensured the approval of the interests of the elites for the time being. Alright, that is big oligarch approval. 78 oligarch approval right now, more than the Democrats even, which is amazing. But yeah, looks pretty good. And now I can confiscate without too much fear, though at the moment I got plenty of Democrat approval. As long as we're above 51, it doesn't really matter a whole lot how much support I have collectively. Alright. You are following, but I prefer you to not go ahead like that. Where are they going? Probably to Sumpi, if I had to guess. That's probably where I'd go. They may be going to Gumbu, actually. Yeah, they seem to be going to Sumpi, though. Okay. Yeah, there goes the barbs. That's fine. Around we come. Alright, I'm nervous about the enforced white peace coming up and not giving me enough time. I think we're looking pretty on track, though. Okay, let's see. So we're going to be attacking in plains, led by 6 marshal. Yeah, I think I may have used these mercenaries before when I had low marshal. I can't recall. Yeah, too heavy, too light seems familiar for sure. I've certainly used a merc force like this, at least. This should be basically a completely clean victory. We're going to take maybe a couple hundred in casualties, but should be no problem. I anticipate minimal funny business here, but we shall see. I've been surprised before. Alright, here we go. Okay, so a little bit of funny business, but it is very hard, so what can you do? Of course, they're killing our infantry as well, the forces that we need. Alright, not a stack wipe, but we did kill over double the numbers that we lost. That's a good outcome for sure. Let's follow these guys and see if we can stack wipe them just to clear them out of the way. Otherwise, they're going to continue to be a nuisance in my lands. And now we basically wait and just send our army around to go snipe enemies when we can. Not too much else to do. The faith of Baki. Never has a more devout man existed than Baki Sawari. This is my high priest. Our people clamor at the very door of the temple, demanding that we declare a feast in his honor. I think I will happily do this. 18 gold for 6 stability, and religious tech investment plus 5% for, let's see, over 3 years. That's pretty good. 76 stability is crazy. I don't know where these guys are going, but we're going to catch them whenever they get there. They're coming to Bulel now. Alright. They're retreating further into the territory they're actually going towards, which is funny, but... Alright, here we go. This should be a stack wave. Well, okay, they just had the tick, so maybe it won't be a stack wave, but probably it will be a stack wave. Okay, that was a stack wave. Very nice. Okay, now, do we actually go all the way north to Azuki? I could send an expeditionary force north, but they may also die from the desert on the way there. It's a pretty awkward situation. Now, this force is allegedly going to die of attrition eventually, but it's likely going to hang on for quite a while. Now, over here, things are fairly solid, but that's with a harsh treatment, so I prefer to switch it off of harsh treatment eventually. They could always hire another merc force, but I could potentially pay off the mercs, although as you've seen before, that sometimes doesn't work, so there is a risk in sending the whole army. But I think now is a good moment while I have the army raised to send them on an expedition like this. They do also have a supply train in the main army, so actually there shouldn't be serious attritional problems with the supply train there. Now, I guess the supporting army may be in a bit more trouble, but they have limited numbers anyways, so, you know, it is what it is. Okay. I'm just going to save my PI for now. We have another barb force up here from Massilia. The academies are done as well. Very nice. There's our commercial venture done. We've encouraged merchants of the province of Timbuktu to invest more of their wealth in trade, reassuring them of the security of their outlays. Okay, we can reach a lot more trade now. Well, maybe not like a lot more trade, but we can definitely reach mainly Beset, who is a big possible trade partner. Alright, so we already have double fish. And I would like to get double livestock. Double livestock's really important for pop promotion, but I don't have access to a second livestock. I obviously have double grain. Actually, no, I do have double grain. I'm actually trading in double grain right now. I guess of these options, I'll trade in one livestock for now from Beset. I mean, I don't really have any food problems. In fact, not just really. I have no food problems at all right now, but Timbuktu is eventually going to hold... Why am I saying it like that? Timbuktu is eventually going to hold 3 cities, if not more than 3. At least 3 cities for sure, with our little core of Gundam, Timbuktu, and Tiabu. So the population here will eventually grow and grow. Nope. Okay. I just have to keep an eye on what's going on around here, but I think we should be in the clear. Yeah, this little little team of barbs down here is not too scary. They really should die of attrition, but I have no say in the matter, unfortunately. Oh my gosh. Really? Okay, what are we looking at here? These guys are Sahelian, and they are Siguic. That is not what I want on either side. What are you going to demand to leave? That's a lot. And this is a fairly sizable barb army. Now, I could definitely beat them. I think what I'll do is, depending on the strength of my army, like, look, my army's just running around my land trying to kill barbs. Depending on the strength of the army, I may or may not actually have the power to fight these guys once they come back from the Sahara. We shall see, but this could certainly, we may be in for some trouble. Okay, Adawane. Oh, my tributary hired mercs. Oh, probably to kill the barbs. That actually doesn't make sense. I'm actually okay with this, not that I could do anything about it, because this is depriving another mercenary force from my enemies who may hire them. But as you can see, there are many mercenary armies living in these lands, so we got plenty to... We and them have plenty of choice in the matter. Alright. It's probably going to be a bit more of a quiet episode because there's just not as much bombastic going on, but at least for the first part. Once we are able to do this annexation plan, we're going to be able to get the train in Joloff roaring forward once again. Yeah, oh, even more barbs. Holy crap. Yeah, it's like a wave of barb spawns all over the place. Okay, we actually regain manpower on our route, which is very questionable. But we're coming north. This is part of our land. Never you fear, Adrar. I know you may think that I conquered you, because that is what I did. But I consider you part of the Republic. We're coming to save you. The Timbuktu Levy is on its way. Once I can have legions, this whole situation will be a little... Oh, there it is. Okay. It just disappeared from my list. That's very strange. Incidentally, let's just double check. Okay, not allowed to get them still. That's what I assumed, but never hurts to verify such things. This should come back from the fort, so I will just kill the barbs and then leave. What's the barb power like over here, by the way? Yeah, it's not that serious. Incendiary Slave speaks in Cree. Okay, let's, this is one of my mines. No, it is a mine, yeah. Okay, yeah. A hot-headed slave with a talent for oration by the name of Yamba has been stirring up his fellow bondsmen in the settlement of Cree. The local authorities have so far managed to keep the situation under control, but the brazen fool continues to hold forth on the corruption and unfairness of the political system, with Sigeri Suadi receiving honorable mentions. I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with that. The slave population of the entire province of Jene has by now heard of his exploits, and the city elites and slave owners have demanded immediate action to ensure the status quo is not disturbed further, and any slave rebellion is crushed before it can be allowed to ferment. Okay, so I could kill this this character and one of the slaves in this tile. I do need 10 to work it, so let's see if there's another slave pop nearby. Oh, yeah, the answer is yes. There are going to be. So this would be fine. 3 tyranny. I don't really want to gain 3 tyranny. 5 stability is a no. This... Give me some happiness in Jene, which wouldn't be terrible. 10 PI is not exactly something I'd want to lose, but prefer not to if I can avoid it. And this guy would appear as a politician as well. Yeah. He's not that good. So, I guess the question would be, would I rather gain 3 tyranny, gain more popularity on Sigiri, loyalty with the governor, or, yeah, it's the same. Okay, happiness versus output. Happiness matters a lot less than output with this whole situation. So I think I'm going to go with the first option. Let's do some crucifixions. All right. Let me now move in a slave pop from here. And we should now be back at 10. Yep. Hopefully that didn't interrupt my export situation too much. All right, so these barbs are about to have the worst day of their life when they look to the southeast. But yeah. Funnily, once our army left, we were invaded by like 5 barbarian hordes at the same time. Not the best situation, but certainly could be worse. All right, here we come. This should be the wipiest of stack wipes. Is that a word? Probably not, actually. But oh my gosh, we have new suitors for our trade goods. All right, let me find someone far away. I think this is actually the base metals that I just lost the export from, so I don't expect my economy to change very dramatically. All right, we're coming in to save Adrar. All right, now it's going to come back, and we return. Very slowly. Let's come on back to Esakane and take stock of barbarians defeated. We have profited greatly. 0.01 gold. That's enough to pay off those college loans right there. All right. Actually, do I come and save my tributary? I don't think I bother. First of all, it's not my land. Second of all, they've hired mercs, so they appear to be in a position to save themselves. And those mercs could definitely kill that barb stack. Third of all, the barb stack's not going to siege this because it only has 1k. Fourth of all, this would delay my return to my land where I'm being ravaged by barbs by multiple months, so let's not bother. I may love my allies, which is to say my vassals. Okay, I'll do math in a moment, but I don't love them that much. Okay, so let's do the math. 905 days. So This appears to be long enough for my plan to work, because we're looking at a October 1st 187, which means, let's round. Let's not round. So one year is February 187. Let's see. So October is, let's see, 10. Yeah, so 10. So basically 8 months. So a year and 8 months or so. Which is, so a year is 365 days, which means this is basically, what is this? Like 3 years? Like 2.5 years? It's not like a lot of wiggle room, so if I went AFK for a few minutes, it may be a problem on speed 3, but I'm not going to do that, obviously. We should be able to pull this off, I think. Oh, even more barbs coming in? Oh my god. Alright. Well, I'm not splurging on money to get rid of them. The army is returning. Everyone calm down. Forces are coming back. I had to spend a year walking through the desert to go save other people. Maybe the mercs could actually kill these barbs on their way to go help their client. But of course, the tributary is not going to help me out. Why would I think that? All right. By the time my army arrives, these barbs will have dispersed into my land so much that they're not going to have much to fight. Like, this was really inopportune. Just as soon as my entire army is out of the country, we're invaded from every direction by barbarians at the same time. Not great, but this is adding population. It's damaging the territory, but we don't have like a lot of civ level as it is, so this is just going to be a recurring part of the campaign with so much barbarian territory around us. Alright, here you come. Okay, we do have a siege at Houndu, which is a bit more of a problem. I don't want them to siege a... actually, that's not a city, though. It's just a fort. Titchit has food problems because they're giving food to the Levy, so I'm not too worried about that long term. Also, Titchit might be ready to get off of harsh treatment, although maybe not. This is pretty dire. Come back to that later. Saving my PI, by the way, on purpose, because Divine Sacrifice will be in, let's see, when is Divine Sacrifice ending? 89. Okay, well, let's save it nonetheless. Not the worst thing to do. All right, down we come. All right, and we need to go and save the fort at Houndu. It's not a city. Oh, hold on. We need to save the fort at... We need to save the city of Gundam. That's actually a bit more important. Yeah. I'm glad I fortified that. You know, Tiabu is not fortified, and the Houndu fort is protecting it, but I do not want Tiabu sacked. I should actually fortify Tiabu. I'm very glad this is fortified. Yeah. Alright, so now we have a bit more motivation to come and take care of this. Okay, there's that fight up there at Adamane. Barb's are going to lose. No big surprise there. Good work, tributary. Here we come. Okay, this is going to be a fairly clean victory. That they have half our numbers, so it's not going to be a blowout, but should still be a reliable win. Yeah, and we're defending in the fort as well in the farmland. That was nice as well. Okay, they survive, but they're much diminished. They will not be able to siege any forts, which is great. I think I actually go straight for Houndu, mostly to try to protect Tiabu. If these guys, like, Houndu is a fortified village. It has no serious well, it does have some population, but it's not actually a city currently. But I will make it a city later, but it's not currently a city. But the real prize is Tiabu. Like, Tiabu has a number of buildings, it has plenty of population. Actually, it has less than Houndu, incidentally. We are going straight for Houndu. In fact, let's just take a look and see what they're asking for. It won't be a sack if they do take Houndu, which, given the length of distance I have to go, is certainly a possibility. They would probably add a population, yeah, because it won't give them the sack event. It's not going to damage the tile, but Tiabu would be damaged. So the real concern is Tiabu, but it'll take them like a month to cross the river. So I think we should have time. I'm going to roll the dice on this. Maybe this episode won't be so boring after all. We're playing, you know, we're rushing to save the Republic from these barbarian hordes. These guys are going to come back to Gondam immediately, but they're not going to be able to siege it with only a water shortage. It's not good. We'll come back for them later. We need to save Tiabu. Okay, we're going to get to Tiabu in time. That's what matters. But if I could also get to Houndu in time, that would be quite nice. But I don't think it's looking too likely. We'll see how lucky they are after the water shortage. All right, let's see a status quo, ideally. That would be a good outcome. Granaries rated in Gene. Okay. That is actually not that bad, because Gene, although not disloyal, does have some loyalty problems from the past. We've received word from local officials of the province of Gene that several important provisional food stockpiles have been looted by malcontents owing to the contempt for the government across the area. It seems they hope to make tensions worse by forcing a hungry people to action, and in case, it will not be cheap to replace the stolen goods. Okay, so 40 gold is fine. This would be a perfectly good way to do it. I don't really want to lose loyalty on the governor. And let's see here. PI and manpower, although a funny option is not the option for me. Yeah, let's go ahead and just pay for the gold, pay for the food ourselves. Alright, very nice. Alright, Houndu has been lost. That's unfortunate. We were almost there, but they did not damage it too much. In fact, they added population because it is a settlement and not a city. But we are not going to get them in the end. We will have to resiege this. No, once the barb stack is dead, this will go away, so that should be fine. Alright. Alright, let's take stock of the situation here. So, literally half the Republic is occupied by barbarians right now. Like, the army leaves for 5 minutes, and every horde in the desert emerges to come and try to take some of our stuff. So, the barbs down here have been paid by Ouagadougou to come and attack me. That's funny. I will get to them later. I think for now, I need to kill this barb stack to get their occupation deleted, so I have to go around because of the occupation rules, that's annoying. Let me chase them around and try to catch them over here. Although them controlling this fort may make my movement around here awkward, so I need to try to get to them. These barbs up here will recover strength and then restart the siege from scratch, but I should have plenty of time. I'm going to have to come back up here to go deal with them first. Alright, well at least my levy has something to do for this weird interim period that I'm waiting around for my annexation to finish. Okay, let me catch them up here. Okay, perfect. I'll be attacking in farmland, that's completely fine. This should be a stack wipe. Okay, that was the fastest stack wipe I've ever seen. Okay, there goes their control. Okay, these guys regain their strength. Out of an abundance of caution, because they could get like 4 water shortages in a row, let me go straight back up to Gondam to go kill this barb force. Let's see how much money I'm gonna get from those barbs. Maybe I won't get any, actually. We'll see. Alright, there it goes. Oh, the mercs are coming down as well. That's interesting. Where are they going? Are they coming to fight my barbs? I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that, but if they come and finish off the barbs, I will not protest very much, if at all. Okay, I think we're going to just about... Not even just about. I think we are going to pull this off. Alright, that was a stack wipe. Alright, now finally, these lingering barbs down here, it's their time to go. In fact, let me go ahead and split away some fast movers. You two are going to go over and retake Germa, the Alsacian horde. Is that you? That is. Actually, these guys are about to despawn, so let me hold off on that plan for a moment and let them grab that. And now I think they should just... Okay, yeah. Alright, the Republic is free from barbs, except for these two. Alright, well, I have to do it to them. Here we come. These two guys are about to have a very bad day. But this is something for my levy to do while we're waiting around. I will want to lower and re-raise, I think, after this war, since I do have more strength. Well, do I actually? I do have more strength still, okay. Giant Sacrifices is going still. In fact, I might even spend 80 PI on doing... Yeah, because I have a discount for it right now. Yes, 72 PI for this is probably worth doing for more trade. Ooh, okay, good thing I'm coming in right now. These guys were paid by ODN. Every barbarian horde rising out of West Africa is being paid by someone to come attack me right now. Just can't catch a break. These poor people in the south of the Republic have been ransacked for years. But the army's on the way, never fear. I haven't forgotten about you. Ooh, another trade route? What's this from? I guess it's from Pops? That can't be right. Alright, so no more livestock available. That's a shame. I guess I'll trade for... Ooh, I can trade in wild game. From who? Nyara. Okay. Tribesman happiness locally is not going to be a huge difference, but it would actually have a small effect. It's a bit less valuable than fish, but I think the modifier is a bit more useful than the food modifier. Let me bring in some wild game. Extra tribesman happiness. Alright. That's fine, because we are almost there. I am so ready to build roads, by the way. It's going to make things a lot easier for me. So we're going to kill these two guys first, just because they've been here for such a long time. I want to make sure I clear them out. Alright, next month I will be able to start the investment into Timbuktu. Alright. Oh, I guess they had 18 men there, not 2. I guess it was rounding up or something. Very weird. Alright, we got 2.6 gold from those guys, alright. I guess they were there for a while. I suppose that's fine. Yep. Here we go. Against 8 martial, that's fine. Let's chase him down. Hold on, I missed a month of that. I was preoccupied. Okay, business investments in Timbuktu. There we go. Also saving up my gold, since I've spent a lot of gold recently on various matters. Okay, that's the barbs killed. I'm going to send my army back towards Nyata, I think. Just oh wow, 13.93 from that. I don't know where that money came from, but I will happily take it. Alright, I'm kind of expecting more barbs to show up, but for now, let's bring them back towards the war front. Actually, you know what? Let me bring them to Dia instead, so that they're sort of in between the south and the west. Just in case. Okay. We shall see if this plan works. If it doesn't work, I will be annoyed, but we at least gave it a try. But I think it should work. Building bridges. While there is always a certain degree of towing and froing between the incumbent leaders of Timbuktu, Atakan Sigiri Sawadi and his co-Atakan Gumasida Sankara are disagreeing more and more. Until now, the topics have been fairly minor and had little effect on the state, but the rulers' differences are now threatening to spill into the public sphere. Whether as a result of personal animosity or mulish stubbornness, Gumasida has been organizing opposition to an ambitious public works bill promised in the election campaign of Sigiri, a matter close to his heart. Incidentally, this is a lore-accurate situation because Sigiri is a Democrat, Gumasida is an oligarch. This is the sort of fight that these kind of characters would have. The proposed legislation will authorize the construction of an aqueduct system serving the provincial hub of Gondam in Timbuktu, encouraging further growth and prosperity for years to come by ensuring the sanitation system and water supply are well maintained. Okay, so I can start an event chain about this and lose loyalty on Gumasita. I can gain loyalty and gain PI for telling him that I'm open to being bribed, or I could just bribe him directly. Sigiri can lose personal money and gain 5 corruption. Gumasita can gain 5 corruption. I don't think this is worth it. Let's see what Gumasita wants, I guess. I would like some PI, and loyalty on him is not bad. I also don't really care about having an aqueduct in Gundam right now. I don't really have a lot of room for it. Alright, we're nearly there. Progress in the Senate. Atakan Sigiri and Co-Atakan Gumasita have been meeting in private for the last week, debating the merits of the proposed works bill. While Gumasita has no specific grievances with the proposed bill, even praising its scope and ingenuity, ultimately he is adamant that more investment must be directed towards the neglected military and security interests of his faction in order for him to gather their support for the Atakan. The proposed change will, however, cost slightly more than we had planned to implement and will take the attention of the related administration for a while. Okay, so I could upset him and basically lose the loyalty and even more PI, or, what's this going to be? Okay, this is perhaps not the route I would have preferred to go. So, I can lose 5 popularity, which is fine. More loyalty with him is good. Democrats lose 10 approval. That's probably okay right now. Yeah, that's totally okay right now. Timbuktu gains 10 years of citizen happiness, which I'm happy with. 21 gold is fine. 2k manpower is not so fine. That being said, we're about to end the war and have a recovery phase, and I think we'll go to 0 manpower if I do this. Is 2k manpower really worth these modifiers? Now, upsetting Co-Atakan Gumasita is in red, which makes me think there might be more follow-up actions or a rivalry that could form. And while I'm comfortable spending 15 PI to not lose 2k manpower, although at the moment it would actually be 720 manpower, I'm not sure I'm comfortable possibly having to spend 45 PI, because it'd be 15 right now and then 30 to drop rival. Or I have to gain loyalty through some other means, like... No, I've already given him free hands, I think. The modifier for Timbuktu is worthwhile, I think. 4% extra local citizen happiness. Let me say we can't afford to alienate him. Okay, so we're down to 0 manpower. That's fine. We're about to end the war. Should be okay. In fact, let me just go to Shoma so I can lower the levy immediately if I am able to. Alright. Let us get to 1st of October and see if we can do this plan. Here we go. Oh, it just went straight. Here it is. Integration of Nyata. Our client Nyata has long upheld Timbuktuian ideals in a fair and even-handed manner. It is a matter of course, therefore, that their eventual integration into our state is to be a cause for jubilation. The Nyatan elite have been instrumental in facilitating this union. Many are hoping to find a place within our government. No. I think not. These guys are all going to disappear into obscurity. Okay, so we now have a part of Zholoff directly. Again, I had hoped to feed Nyata over the course of this Zholoff campaign, but didn't work out like that. It is what it is. So now, yes, okay, so we can now take the land directly, which is what I wanted to do. So that is perfect. I think I will just take this deal immediately, end the war. All right, so after the mishaps last episode with Sigil Masa, it is nice that my weird strategy has worked, so that's great. Okay, so Diadan Bakunu to Timbuktu, Diadan Wagadu to Timbuktu, and Beman Sero to Timbuktu. Let us go for it. 8 AE, that is fine. Okay, so having done this, I am obviously not going to be imprisoning people. I've got more than enough money to work with. Let's just go ahead and lose some AE, I think. Banish those of class and put the rest to the sword in both instances. Okay. We have grown. Now this, I will need to colonize to get the name situation fixed. It's a bit wonky right now, but we are now at peace, which means our long-standing levy can be lowered. We're looking at a that is a wild recovery period. 4 months recovery. Oh my god, alright. It's a little hard to make sense of, but okay. We now have a Zholoff region as well. Although first, let's go ahead and grab control Bakunu. This will give Bakunu 20 years of 15% extra tax and 10% local population happiness, and this gives us a claim on Kolyma. Which means, let's see, Kolyma, claim on Kolyma? Oh yeah, Kolyma's up here. These guys actually colonized this, that's interesting. Doesn't really matter because these guys are my tributaries already and I can't annex them directly until I own the territory, so just more claims on Kolyma for no reason, I suppose. We also lost a bunch of trade goods. We were trading a lot with Nyata, so that's a bit of a bummer, but we can bring in more trade. Okay, so let's trade in, let's see, so vegetables is my own good. Actually, you know what? I would not mind having double vegetables, to be honest. Although, would I rather trade in double vegetables for the slave movement cost reduction, or would I rather stop one vegetable export and keep double vegetables for the modifier? I think, given that I can trade in a bunch of fish with everyone, I think it's probably better to, because I don't only have so many import slots, let me actually stop exporting vegetables instead of exporting and then importing vegetables. Where is it? Here it is. Really? 0.45. Okay, well that's fairly valuable, but I would rather import some goods. So I got double vegetables. Then I will import in probably just a bunch of fish. In fact, I actually don't have the fish. No, I do have the fish bonus. What am I talking about? Yeah. I don't have a lot of options right now, but this is the best I can do. I guess I could... Let me import grain, actually. Let me import the one grain I can get from Besatis. That's it. And then the rest can be fish. Yeah. I wish I could get livestock, but... oh well. Okay. Now with that, let's go down to decreased pay. I don't know why my economy just... oh, it's probably because Nyata was... actually, I'm not sure why my economy has just collapsed like this. We will figure this out. Oh no, I just took over 4 forts. That's why it just... right. Okay, so let's take a look at the new territory. So first of all, the new governor. Let's figure this out. Fonta Tielabele could be assigned over here. This would make the Tielabeles grateful, which would upset the Democrats. But that might be okay. Well, maybe not. Let's see if we can find someone who's not... okay, I could bring in Korogo, 9-5. Kind of corrupt, but it is lowering. This guy just came of age, so he wasn't a character I could work with before. Not much statesmanship. He's abrasive, but no other bad modifiers. I could also use him to replace a different, more experienced officer to make them the governor. Let's see. I kind of would prefer a trad governor if I could. So, she would be super loyal. 7 finesse, though, isn't, like, amazing. And having high finesse out here, because I'll need to do a lot of conversion and assimilation, is kind of important. 9 finesse from Korogo is really good. Let me take a look at his stats, or his traits, I mean. Nothing that would make any impact. Let me give this a try. Let's bring in this minor character guy, this little kid. Well, he's not a little kid, but he's like a young guy to be the new governor. Alright, what are we looking at here? 49 loyalty. I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't want, because he has so much corruption built up, I want to let him keep losing the corruption. I could sanction him, actually. Actually, this is probably worth doing, to be completely honest. Let me sanction this guy. Democrats don't like this. And then let me go ahead. I could then do free hands, I suppose. Actually, I kind of think I might do that. Sanction him and then give him free hands. Oh boy. This would fix the problem of him now having loyalty problems. I'm gonna have to do free hands and persuade, to be completely honest. 0.05 per month is sustainable. Alright, I'm gonna free hands and then persuade him. There we go. Now he's loyal. Governor of Zholoff. Okay, having done that, let's now take a look at the territories that we have entered into. So, Bakunu over here. Well, first, let me figure out what the capital situation will be. So, Wagadu up here. Let's take a look at the I think let's start with the most important question, which is where is the gold to be found? Let's see. Okay, no gold over here. Anything else of note? Some base metals. Okay, not much like valuable mineral stuff around here. That's fine. Okay, so with that noted, let's see. I think I need to figure out the Mema capital to plan this out well. So it's probably not going to be Sumpi forever, because Gondam is a city with a fort, and Sumpi's a little close to it. Ghana could be the capital, but it's in a weird spot. Alatona is on the river. Well, actually, let me check. Is it? It is on the river. Would the census data apply? Once it's my territory, I think it would apply. Yeah, it would. Okay. In Debugu might be a good spot as well. That is also on the river. It's in a central location. It's kind of far from Gundam, but let's remember the impassable terrain also will play a role. This and Dia will block off these passes from the south, so that's worth something. Although Alatona would also do that, and it's also on the river. Let's see. This would be blocked. This would be blocked. There'd be a route northward through here from Barb spawning in here, but if all my cities are behind forts, it's not going to make a huge difference. I think putting it on the river is important. I think that's important enough. The 5% extra pop capacity is a deal breaker for that topic. Endebugu or Alatona? Alatona is easier to say for sure, but Endebugu might be a slightly stronger spot. It's also going to give me more room to work with over here in Bakunu. Let's see. Horses versus camels. I think I'm going to make Endebugu the capital. It's a little further away from my core, but would not hurt to have a city in this kind of passageway between the desert. Alright, let me go ahead and make the change. And me getting this from colonization should not move the capital, so we should be fine. Endebugu, and then I'm also going to go ahead and build the fort, just to be absolutely on the safe side. In fact, I can probably let me fill. Actually, let me do that in a bit. Let me get Alatona. Actually, let me do it now. Actually, let me move over Bozo characters to pull this off. Okay, so I need into Sumpi. How many Bozos can I need? Actually, first let me see how many Bozos are here already. We actually have a bunch of Bozos right here, so that's actually, I may not even need to move people from out of the province. Yeah, I've got Bozos in the farm. I'll have to replace them. Okay, so let's see. I just need a plain majority of Bozos. So in fact, let me, from Endebugu, let's move over. Let's see, so 2, 3, and we have the discount. And then from Mema, 1, 2, 3. So now we've got. Now we just need 2. Okay, now we can do that. I need to move 2 in here, though. Let's see. There we go. Hold on. I need one more. From there is fine. Okay. Wait. Need. Oh, I actually need more. Maybe I hadn't set up Memo earlier. I can't recall. Let me do this now. Well, first let me colonize this. Now I can move them from Endebugu just fine. I don't need this much in Endebugu. From Endebugu. There we go. Alright, the name has been fixed. Most important part of this. We do now have Alatona, for what that's worth. Okay. Both Endebugu attended to. So now I don't want the capital over here to be in Gumbu or Lanba. Having it be in Bakunu, because the province is called Bakunu, is a good option, and it's in a very good location. It has proper bordering with the impassable desert, and it's livestock. Let's see, occupation welcomed. Resource-wise, yeah, this would be fine. It's in a good location. I think the location is good, so I think I'll make Bakunu the capital. It also has a shrine. Okay, well that actually helps it even further. Yeah, there's also a shrine over here for what that's worth. Let's move the capital to Bakunu. And I'll destroy the fort in Diata. This would be like a terrible city location, but I don't really need to have city infrastructure, preemptive city infrastructure set up ahead of time like that. This does have a farm, but I will go ahead and replace it with a fort. That is the way to do it. Okay, incidentally, any other buildings around here I need to attend to? There actually are quite a few. So the farm will stay. Slave estate can go. Farm is going to stay. We have a lot of farm infrastructure. Tribal settlement can go. Barracks can go. This fort almost for sure can go, I think. Yeah. This should actually be a farm. Barracks can go. Yeah, at this point, we're deep enough in the campaign. AI's built buildings all over the place. Okay, so that is Bakunu attended to. And also, over here, this... I don't have a lot of PI to work with, but this should be... Let's see. This should be... this is the right religion, so this should be onto assimilation. And then I can squeeze one more in. This needs to be on conversion first. Yeah, this is doable. Conversion. Alright, that's all my PI. Okay, up here, the rest of this is colonizable land, but for now, what do I do with this territory? Let's see. This whole area is basically plains with no water in sight. Just the big African Sahara, or safari area. I mean, Bale is not the worst spot for a capital. It's the right distance from Bakunu. It creates a fort coverage line right through here. It doesn't... Actually, it does through... Yes, this is actually the exact right spot to create a line of fort coverage across north-south like this, if you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And this will fully protect this side of my republic. So basically my western area does have a solid fort line once the fort in Bakunu is built. So that's pretty good. All right, virtual legation can go, tribal settlement can go, there's nothing there. I think I do keep Bale as the capital, and eventually it'll be a city. It could be a stone mine, but I don't think stone is a valuable enough resource to miss out on a good strategic location. Alternatively, actually there is no other spot that accomplishes this over here, so I think I do keep it at Bale, and it's cheaper on loyalty to not move it around. Ouagadougou does have some loyalty problems, so I need to not mess around with this too much. Okay, that I'm fine with. I'll just leave it as it is. Over here, things are a lot more chaotic with a lot of different tribes sharing the very splintered Cerro province with me. Not going to do too much over here. I think I keep Ibema as a fort for the wars I'll be fighting in the future, but this is not going to be the capital location. Very likely I'll make Cerro... Actually, Cerro is a forest, maybe not. Diakon... Actually, let me look at this later once I have the territory. I'm not going to plan that far ahead, I don't think. Okay. Very good. Let's go ahead and, do we unpause or do we do some more micro? I do think we want to do some slave micro. Let me actually see really quick. So 12.88 versus 11.46. Okay, yeah, 12.88 is still the best. Yeah. Well... Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like, there's not two things I could export that would be valuable enough, and I don't have a lot more slots or a lot more resources anyways, so that's all fine. Let's see. Out of curiosity, what are we looking at? This is actually at this point something I'm comfortable running. I have enough research now that it's a pretty minor loss to not have it at full, and like I've said before, hitting the research cap then enables you to do harsh taxation without serious problems. Okay. Maybe my wages increase is just the main thing that's increased the cost. I mean, let's see. It is a noticeable difference, but I do think it's worth it at the end of the day to increase wages like this to keep corruption as low as possible. Plus, we are not running any anti-corruption gods. That's also hurting. Okay. Let's see. At this stage, next is going to be, I guess technically into Joloff is next, but who do I have claims on now? No claim on Kifa. I do have a claim on Kayez. No, they have a claim on me. Never mind. And then this guy is a tributary of mine. That's right, I left them down here because this is a different region. Right. Okay, so I don't have any PI to generate claims. Let me review my claim situation here just for a moment. Hold on, this is not a very efficient way to do it. So I can attack at the coast. This guy is near the coast. Ogo, I can't reach yet. Can't reach you. Okay, so Kaidi may be the closest tribe to me, but we'll see. And then we got the people in the Sahara. Yeah, okay. So I can attack Kaidi. Who are they allied with? Okay, I can attack Kifa through Kaidi. There we go. That is the way. Once I have my army ready, which I don't. Alright, so this is going to be my next war. Further expand territories over here. Okay. Really glad this war worked out so well. Could have, I mean, we were on the edge of disaster a couple times there, but managed to get away from it. Scholar of the Divine. Kuton Chilabelli has by all accounts remained a scholar of the divine woman for much of her life. It caused some embarrassment, therefore, and she was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable degree. Before reprimanding Kuton, it would be said it would be expeditious to our efforts to influence her if we were to brush this under the table. Okay, so I am kind of tempted to grab all the PI. I mean, we only have about a year and a couple months left of Sekiri at this point. So much of this episode was just army maneuver fun on speed 3, so we're already near the end here. I think I'm actually comfortable doing this. He's very old. I mean, he's healthy, but he is very old. Not anticipating he'll come back as an Archon, and I can always just make him an officer. Where his, in fact, I may make him the oratory researcher after the election. All right, very well. I will get the corruption. I think that's okay. Incidentally, who is the next expected Archon? Looks like it is Layla Sankara. We've seen her a number of times. 10-1-11-5. That is a bona fide martial Archon without much finesse to speak of. Who is the co-Archon? Bare Sankara, governor of Jene. Okay, so he is actually now powerful enough that he's expected to be the co-Archon. Now, the question is, I could actually interfere in this election and either allow, I mean, assuming no one else is right behind the queue, which I have no idea, I can't verify that. But between the two of them, I know for sure that Layla Sankara will be the main Archon, but Bare Sankara is just behind her in support. I could definitely sway this. This is a very close call situation. And there's an argument for making Bare Sankara the main Archon, mainly because he could allow for a good economic episode with his high finesse. And her coming in with her charisma as the co-Archon would still provide the main thing I want from charisma, which is the tyranny loss. However, with him coming in as the main Archon, we'd only have 4 martial on the main army, which means I would be in a slightly tougher spot with my wars in the west. But these are against fairly small tribes who I overpower with my levy strength so much that I think it would still be fine. I could hire mercs if absolutely necessary, but I think it would be okay. And the thing is, the problem with Layla being elected is that she brings in her 1 finesse for Timbuktu, which has a big economic consequence, because I'll lose out on high finesse governorship there. So, pros and cons for each. Also, oligarch versus Democrat. I think I kind of want to reduce the Democrat control. Democrats are really difficult to deal with once they gain a lot of control, because all the Democrat characters are so like rowdy, and they're very like between the 3 factions. In my experience, the Democrat events tend to be the most hostile to the other 2 factions because they're trying to be like revolutionaries. at least in the context of this time period. Let's not get our hopes up too much here, but I think I do want to actually try to start to strip away at this. Again, my goal here is to maintain a relative like three-way tie so that no one faction gets too powerful, and many Republic campaigns struggle with Democrats getting too powerful and kind of spiraling out of control. So let's try to scale things back a bit and support the oligarch candidate here, body, on top of having a more economic next episode. So what can I do to boost him up here? Well, I guess one thing I could do is I could actually smear her and break her down. I mean, the Senate support modifiers are not that big of a deal, but the approval, or I mean the tyranny gain, 1.50, it's not that much, but I would prefer not to gain that. Though 25 popularity is enough. Let me see if I can go sort of channel, Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. Perhaps we can give this guy a cognomen. Now, the goofy downside is that these cognomens are often very weird, so I don't know what this guy's cognomen would be, but this would be a way to give him some popularity. Let's give this a try and see what we are level. We also do have a number of quite a long time. We have a year and a few months to pull this off. He is now the Jackdaw. All right, this guy's been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag a little bit. All right, so the Jackdaw has been declared. It's very weird. Are jackdaws like native to West Africa? I mean, they might be. I don't really know. Anyways, that is fine. We'll see if that changes his succession support now that he has a little bit more popularity. I could also remove her from being a researcher, though. I kind of like her being a researcher. Let's see. I do have some fairly good alternative. Well, maybe not, actually. I'd go from 10 to 8. This would also help reduce her power, though, so I think it is worth doing that. Okay. Now we wait and see how that bears out. Okay, that she actually still gained some support, but Body did take the first position from her as anticipated, although it is still quite close. In fact, it's close enough that I do think perhaps doing a bit of smearing may be necessary. Now, here's the thing. I actually would like her to be the co-Otacon with her 11 charisma. Body with his 6 charisma is not too impressive, and I need to have a high charisma co-Otacon if I don't have a high charisma main Otacon. So I'm nervous about her regaining the front of the race, but I don't want to. I can't really like reduce her popularity like a little bit without knowing what the other candidates are like. So I think I leave it as it is for now, and then I reduce her popularity as an emergency measure in the future if needed. But hopefully we don't need to worry about that. All right, some people want my vegetables. I actually don't want to sell the Timbuktu vegetables, so I'm going to decline those requests as I want to maintain my vegetable surplus. Dyes from Timbuktu, I will sell the dyes. Absolutely. All right, we are at 14.45. That's pretty good. How's my corruption looking in the nation? Let's check. It's pretty high, but we are trying to reduce it as much as possible. Yeah. I think I need to keep increased wages for now. I mean, we're talking about a difference between like 14.48 per month and maybe 15.6 or something per month. So it's really not a serious loss, all things considered. Another trade route over here. That would be from Commercial Ventures. Yes, indeed. Okay. Can still trade vegetables internally. Not going to do that. I think... Do I get more fish? I've got so much fish as it is. I don't think I need more fish. Let me get more... no, I don't have any more external grain. I could get... No, the wild games... Oh, camels. Oh, that's also my camels. I keep spotting resources that are being sold by me and getting excited. All right, let's get our last external trade route that we can for now. That's going to bring us up to 14... Or bring us down, I guess it recalculated. Something changed. Who knows? How are we doing on the score? We're number 7 in the world after Tuskia. Right, in this campaign, we've got the cursed Tuskia run happening up here. I also renamed this to Ruma. That's fun. Actually, it may have been called Ruma before. I'm not entirely sure, actually. But, yeah, very interesting. Actually, did I say before that we had like a year and a couple months? We have 2 years and a couple months. Correct what I was saying earlier. Spreading some misinformation. War! The Numidian city-state of Tau Deni declared war upon us. Is that so? Okay, well... That's actually not that bad. I needed to break my relationship with these guys up here to re-allow the mission. Because I don't think it will enter my mission pool if they are my tributaries or my vassals. So I need Takaza to also break their relationship with me. I mean, I can cancel it myself, but I'm not about to finish the Zoloft mission soon enough anyways. I mean, I guess this is fine. I mean, my army is going to be ready, and also we have 12 now. Let me send just the Ghana Levy. I don't need to send the Jenny Levy. These guys are going to have 1 or 2 units. So this is, again, another mind-boggling, like, Sahara war declaration situation. I guess we'll just respond. Oops. Raise the maintenance, and off we go. Let's head up to Adowane so we're not standing around in the desert for too long. Adowane at least has a plains. Very strange. I don't know what they're thinking, but they have some sort of master plan. Who am I to judge at the end of the day? All right. Ooh, okay. I think no, Egypt already won the war, so will they go to war again? Maybe. Sebaste. Interesting. Oh, hold on. We have some Mediterranean geopolitics here. Egypt is guaranteeing Sedekuse. That is a bit of a surprise. That's quite a distant relationship for Egypt. I think Egypt is trying to get itself involved in the very messy Western Mediterranean geopolitics. We also have Sparta over here. Interesting. Assuming the capital is still at Sparta, it is. And we've got Athens over here. Okay. Alright, interesting. Just kind of looking around. Bactria is going crazy, by the way. Look at that. Oof. Okay. Back down here. Demirovs could also force confiscation at any moment, so I need to be a little bit careful. Friends across... I thought it was a confiscation event popping up right as I talked about it. Friends across borders. Our Gumasida Sankara, this is my co-Otacon, has friends far outside our borders, often trying to use his network to the advantage of our nation. He believes his friendship with the bodyguard of Dialara, who is my tributary over here, could be put to use to increase their opinion of us. All we would have to do is send some of our wealth his way, and he will try to improve our reputation. This might be the world's least important use of my gold. No. This does make me lose loyalty, though, with Gumasida, which might actually be worth 54 gold. I actually think this is worth 54. Well, we're talking... Actually, you know, the loyalty modifier will stay after he's no longer co-Otacon, and this guy's likely to have quite a bit of influence. Let me go ahead and spend the gold. It's not for the opinion gain, but it is for the loyalty loss being prevented, essentially. Also, this war declaration is going to slow down my manpower recovery, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Let's go kill these guys. Okay, so Badi Sankara, the Jackdaw, is gaining in support over Layla, though it is still close. It is quite close. These guys are actually coming with me. That's funny. Alright, let's head up to Tevdeni and see what we can do. I'll probably just make these guys a tributary again, to be honest. Like, there's no reason not to. We're not going to be in a position to try to take this directly for a little while. Oh, these guys are going to stay. Okay, sure. I suppose that's fair. Alright. Save up my PI. I think... What was this? Yeah, 89. Let's hold on to the PI for now. Although I could actually do a little bit of PI stuff up here. In fact, I probably need to. Let's see. Got one citizen. This is probably fine to keep as it is. This definitely needs to be on harsh treatment. with the donkey, our days of desert starvation marches are hopefully over. As long as we have the donkey with us. You can see just how crazy powerful the food capacity increase from the supply train, and the food increase as well. Really, it's a game changer for this kind of situation. All right. Research efficiency is lowering a little bit more, but as long as it's above 100%, I think I'm comfortable staying on harsh taxation. We still have plenty of research, and we have the levy raised as well, so it will be hurting a little bit anyways. More barbs coming up. That's great, although that's not in my territory, so I'm not too worried. Certainly could be worse. Come on. Ooh, military tradition. There's not even anybody there. Okay, let us take a look. So we got unending open sky last time. This was actually pretty helpful. People of many peoples could be good for happiness purposes, and we do have a lot of unintegrated cultures in our nation right now. This is not a huge deal. Desert combat bonus. Honestly, army movement speed might be kind of useful because our territory is so enormous. I kind of think this might be worth it. Let's check the other side as well. Mountain fastnesses for the maintenance change would be nice. Though fort maintenance is really not that big of a deal, in all honesty. So, I mean, there's some really good stuff down here. But I think army movement speed 5% is honestly pretty necessary. Soldiers would have to spend days on patrol or weeks and months on campaign. With only minimal supply lines, the main source of sustenance was what they themselves could gather, living off the land. Alright. The supply train cost is nice for once we have legions, but the movement bonus is the real prize. It goes without saying. I may also do another trade route at 72 PI in Timbuktu, though I don't actually know if I have more trade routes available that are not internal trade routes. Though more trade routes may appear later, that is certainly the hope at least of what will happen. Okay, so I think I just do an assault. I can't really think of any reason to do the siege manually under these circumstances. We're gonna lower the levy and re-raise anyways. Let's just do the assault. We got plenty of infantry to work with. Redistribution of wealth. Oh, here we go. With the benches of the assembly overflowing with populace, it is only a matter of time for the Democrats to try to strip the Timbuktuian privileges of their illegitimate wealth. The mob will have no trouble passing this bill unless our Otacon decides to veto. Who is this? Who on earth is this? Ano Ahmed. This Godala megalithic woman. Who is she? Okay, she's a Democrat in my country, I guess. What is she doing? Okay, I don't know who she is, but I guess she is a Democrat, so I guess it's topical for this event. Okay, so every head of family will lose a holding and minus 10 loyalty. Democrats are really happy. I don't think I can really justify the 50 approval loss, especially right before the election. Ooh, I'll have to worry about that in a moment. Families are far too powerful. Alright. It is what it is. Okay, so he's lost a little bit of support. We'll come back to that later. Sacking of Tadene. I don't really want to actually sack this, if you would not mind gently looting only. Oh! Oh, did we just take it? Oh, we took it directly. Ooh! We took it directly. All my dreams are coming true. I must be sleeping right now and dreaming of this episode going well, because we took it directly. Alright. I was not expecting this to happen. Hey, Takaza, how would you like to rebel? Eh? A little bit of rebellion. Oh, I'm not going to stop you. Alright. I'm going to banish those of class. Okay, so we've seen this before. I'm not sure why I was allowed... Oh, you know what? It might be because they're the only member of the war. That might be it. Because it's a war with only one participant. So if I were to actually declare on Takaza, I might be able to just take it directly. I'm not sure, but either way, moment of truth, I should now be able to reach more people. Let me cancel one of these fish trades. Yes, okay, I'm seeing livestock. I can reach Carthage. Oh my god, Carthage in my markets. Pop promotion speed from Carthaginian livestock in Timbuktu. This is the dream. I think I am sleeping right now. Probably gonna start flying in a moment now. Okay, this is a enormous, surprising victory. This is a completely unplanned dip range expansion. In fact, let's check the dip range. Okay, we are now reaching basically all of coastal Iberia and much of internal. Actually, this is, I don't know why we're not reaching some of these places, but we're reaching much of Iberia. We're reaching all of North Africa, and we're reaching Sardinia and part of Sicily. So our dip range has really dramatically improved with this surprise bit of territory. I am on board with this. And I will keep this fortified, obviously. This is going to need to go into harsh treatment to demote the citizen. Lower the army, I think. Yes, we do now have less soldiers. That's fine. Okay. Very, 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 very good. Whew. Okay. In fact, I've got so much fish, I can probably trade for something else. What else is there on the market? I mean, not much else. Carthage is not actually a big exporter, it seems. Not yet. I could trade... grain is more valuable. I don't need more fish. So let me trade in for grain with Sagata, who I can reach. Okay. We are in the money. Lower that maintenance. Okay. That was very unexpected, but that worked out extremely well. Maybe I could do this with Sigil Massa actually as well. Maybe I don't need to do some sort of weird mod strategy, which I think I talked about earlier. Because if I need to figure out if it's them being a sole war participant, that might be the reason. I don't think this has happened with other wars with multiple participants, but Sigil Massa involves Sigil Massa and their two vassals, who are these guys. So that might be the workaround, because I can declare war, like if they're within my dip range. We shall see. Big things are happening. Okay, we've got a year to go. It's neck and neck for the election. We need the Jackdaw to win. Alright. I think we're pulling out the misinformation. Alright, fire up the troll farms. We're hitting Facebook. Smear her. That should probably do it, but let's wait and see after the tick. I'm going to save all of my money for the economic reign of the Jackdaw, which is what I hope is about to happen. Janae might be ready to get off of conversion as well. Not quite. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now, this is actually what I was worried about. Because I smeared her popularity fell so much that now Wedriago, my tribune of the treasury, is the next expected Coaticon. Now, as a Coaticon, he will be providing more manpower recovery, which will help, because I do need to recover a lot of manpower. And he'll provide a little bit of zeal, so 6 zeal is better than what I currently have, but I'm missing out on the charisma. I'll have half the charisma that I currently do. I am now lower. I'm in the teens for tyranny, so I'm probably able to survive this, but this was a bittersweet development. I would have preferred her to just be at 28, but still be the Coaticon, so it is what it is. We're going to have a double oligarch Oticonship at this rate. I suppose that's fine. Okay. Yeah, this whole situation with Tau Dene has improved my mood enormously. Alright. I think the next big trade partner for me to reach is Tuscia. They probably have custom trade goods for sale. Oh yeah, I bet they do. Also, do I want to keep selling my papyrus? I might want to keep the papyrus, actually. No, I think I do want to sell. It's worth a lot. A petitioner approaches. A senior citizen by the name of Layla. Oh my god. This game is brutal. First, I smear her, and then the game's like, she's a senior... I guess she is 60, but... A senior citizen named Layla Sankata approached our Archon in private this morning. In a hushed voice, she spoke of a vision of a near future which she found her loved ones having been struck by lightning. With shaking hands, she offered all her worldly goods. It is very funny that after I, was this who? Yeah, 10, 1, 11, that's right. Yeah, it's funny that after I, absolutely, scheme and plot against her and, like, strip away all of her popularity, she's then having visions of the end. Okay, so, I think I'm very happy to get 3 stability from her. Yeah. In fact, I think my Divine Sacrifice is just about to finish its cooldown as well. Commensurate with that all as well. 76 stability. Good. Googly moogly. That's a lot of stability. What are we looking at now? Our Divine Sacrifice is up. Let's do it now. 40.50. There we go. And now I can safely do some PI expenditures without worrying about that. In fact, let me save PI in case the incoming... In fact, let me just look first. Okay, who are his rivals? Okay, Labadeado, or rather, Labadeabo. This is the one with the B. He could be a problematic rival. Can't do anything until we're actually playing as body, so let's wait. Save our PI. Actually, let me do a quick review. Let's see. Timbuktu on encourage trade, I continue to think is the best policy for it. Jene on conversion, I think is probably worth keeping. Yeah. Diafanu. Also, yeah, in this mod, client states are allowed because they're not part of Bronze Age, but they are in this mod, so that's nice to see. Let's see here. Diafanu, on harsh treatment. This, yeah, it is loyal now, but it's not like super loyal. So let's keep it there. Let it grow. Loyalty. Kura is completely loyal. Yeah, these guys should stay on assimilation. Adrar, I can probably change off Adrar now. Yeah, let me go ahead with Adrar. What do I want to switch it to? I'm not going to be able to get much value out of this area, to be honest. It has some... It's not starving, but it's like... This is the kind of place that would probably have food problems. Maybe I switch it... Actually, hold on. Let me be a bit strategic about this. Everybody here is megalithic. Let me convert them. Yeah, that's definitely sustainable. Okay, that is a drawer taken care of. Mema. This place here should be on assimilation, because it is Bedaic. I looked at that earlier. And then Kulima. It's on encourage trade just because there's nothing else to... Just because I didn't consider it important, but I think I will go ahead and start doing assimilation here. Only a few tiles to work with, but, you know, it needs to happen sooner or later. This is near my core. In fact, it's not just near, it is part of my core. It's in the Ghana region. Let's not forget. Okay. And then, let's see. Yatenga. With only one tile, I'm going to keep it as it is. That's fine. That's sustainable. Also, the Jackdaw is going to be lost, hopefully, as the actual governor soon, so we'll have to change this anyways. Titchit. This is probably ready to change. Let's see. That's not where Titchit is. Here's Titchit. Doesn't really have a lot of population, so maybe it's fine just to keep as it is, honestly. Yeah, people aren't going to migrate out to depopulate it, so it should be okay. Right? Let's double check. It's also going to grow a pop. Yeah, no outgoing migration. Okay, we're fine. I'll leave Titchit as it is. This is even more dire in terms of food, but we can put it onto the food option if needed. Probably not going to be needed super badly, though. All right, so Bakunu, I moved this onto here on purpose already, so that's fine. And then Wagadu doesn't have a lot of territory yet. Wagadu probably needs to go on to harsh treatment, to be completely honest. Yeah, I can do one more. Seto is fine to keep here. Tuat. This could probably get switched off. Maybe. No, I think I keep it there until they demote. Okay. That's all of my PI. Well, not all of it. That's most of my PI spent and all of my territories attended to. Okay, let's see if Wadrago gets switched out. I really would like the Jackdaw to take control, but we'll see. We're getting set up here for a nice economic episode. We can focus on consolidating our gains and reinvesting into our economy. I want to build a few more cities as well. We have a couple good city locations like Dia that I've been neglecting, also Houndu. I just need PI for that, so let's not spend any more PI flippantly. Which I probably will if I let myself, so let's be careful. Alright, looks like Wendrago is losing support, but he will likely be the co-icon, which is fine. The extra manpower recovery from him is not a problem at all. Alright. Should be smooth sailing from here. I'm very happy about getting Tau Dene, because it makes me realize there might be a way to get these other single tiles without a weird workaround, which would be great. That would make this campaign much easier to do in the future. We shall see. Okay. Things are looking good. Healthy. We got barbs in Sum. That's not going to fly. Alright. Where is my region split? There it is. I'm not going to get there very quickly, but I got to do something here. Raise the army. Increase the maintenance. Off you go. This is obviously much cheaper than actually doing a paying off the barbs for situations like this. You're on the way, never fear. Alright, the last campaign of Sagiri Suwadi, he's unlikely to be re-elected Otacon because he's pretty old, but I guess we'll see. Anything could happen, honestly. Long-serving politicians in Timbuktu seem to have strange fates, so we'll see what happens to him. Alright, they're going to run off. We'll chase him down. Also, all of my fortresses are about to finish as well. This should be a stack wipe. There it is. 2.99 gold. That is not too much, but I will happily take that. Down you go. I also have another unit available. That's nice. All the forts are done. Very good. More barbs coming in. Great. just what I need. They're gonna come siege this territory. Because I just lowered the levy. What are we looking at? 4 months and 13 days. Why is her fit going so hard? Like, what is this? It's craziest barb character spawn. Like, look at this, like, what is she wearing? She's got like a giant gold choker thing, and then like a cloak that's tied in the front. And she's got like the Cleopatra hair. Salambo Narava. Alright, I'm gonna pay her to leave. Okay, this is not that bad. Yeah. I don't want this to be ravaged, and I'll pay her to go off, but also pay her a compliment, because she's rocking the fit. You may lower the civ level everywhere you go, but you raise the fashion level everywhere you go in equal measure. And that is a true statement right there. Alright. So yeah, I'm amazed there's just no one with enough succession support to take over from this guy. It is not the worst co-Otacon, but I would prefer some charisma. Too late now. It is what it is. I guess we'll see on the December tick if it really is too late, but we shall see. As long as the Jackdaw is coming in the main slot, that's what I care about. Should be in the clear with that, though. Alright. Here's the December tick. Let's see how things are looking. Oh! We do actually have, like, this is basically the Imperator Room equivalent of, like, an October surprise. Baki Sawadi, the High Priest, has emerged from nowhere to be the new co-Otacon candidate. This is actually, I think, pretty good. We'll have a Trad co-Otacon, which the Trads will like. He obviously has some good zeal, so that's good for that extra stab change. Help me stay at that very high stab level. 6 charisma is not, like, well, I guess this isn't actually really solving the charisma problem, but at least it's, he does have 6 charisma. And he will provide a little bit of martial, so, would I prefer the martial or the zeal? Honestly, probably the martial, but this guy is more well-rounded. And, I think I probably have more zeal characters I can replace him with, so this is okay. And it's too late now to change it. He came in on the last tick possible. Unless, I don't think a change can happen on the January tick, which would be pretty mean if that could happen, because you can't prepare for that, but we shall see exactly what we're dealing with here as we close out this reign. Alright, here we go. First of January, oh my god, first of January, 190, Bade Sankara, the Jackdaw, was elected to office and will now rule our glorious nation. 4-10-6-0, oligarchs are back in charge, which means minus 50% build cost. That's why I was saving all my money, by the way, to do a lot of building when the oligarchs gave me that build cost reduction. And also, national noble happiness plus 8%. They want bestowment. Stab drop to 72, that's fine. We also got an oratory advance at the exact same moment, which is kind of funny. We'll go ahead and do that. Adowani gratitude. The protection we've offered Adowani has, I mean, has made a lasting impression of the people. They've approached us asking to be more closely integrated. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. Client state. Hold on. Client state. I don't think client state can you integrate a client state? I think you might be able to. I'll say yes. I'm not 100% sure if you can integrate client state, but I think let's find out. Let's see what happens. Ooh, you can integrate a client state. That's really nice. That's a really good, and they also pay me more money than being a tributary. That's actually kind of just a crazy good luck RNG situation. All right, they can be integrated. They can only export to me for what that's worth. They have 1 tile. They get some modifiers. They can't cancel it. They have to declare war. They have to do an independence war to cancel it. They pay me more money. Yeah, that's just a really, really good RNG event. That's a good sign for the beginning of this this new era. We'll have to, we'll see. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of the Timbuktu Campaign. A lot going on in this episode, but we have secured a new swath of swath of Western territory, new capitals that we are raising as we go, tons and tons of money to work with. A strong new economic regime has just taken over. We even have unexpected expansion into the Sahara and the chance of an integration with someone I expected I'd have to fight later. Good stuff. In fact, once I integrate them, I can then border Walata and just fight them through a normal war, so that's even better. Didn't even think about that until just right now. Things are looking up for the Timbuktu campaign, despite some mod mishaps in the past. Not going to slow down the momentum one bit, as you can see. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Timbuktu campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.